What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I've been getting a lot of requests lately on tips to improve aim. So in this video, I'm going to be going over a quick drill that I like to use, as well as some good habits, settings, and tips that you guys can apply to your game to improve your aim drastically. Now, before we start the video, guys, I would like to mention that I do stream every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern over on Twitch. Link is in the description below, twitch.tv/jlovetv. Now, this first tip/drill only applies to people who own the actual multiplayer version of Modern Warfare. If you don't own that, just click to the next part of the video. The timestamp should be on the play bar or in the description below. So something I like to do, not necessarily every day, but especially if I am training on a new sensitivity, let's say I just changed my sensitivity recently, what I'll do is I'll come into multiplayer, I'll go down to custom game, and I'll set up a custom match where I can fight against bots. I'm going to quickly give you guys the settings that I like to use and the map that I like to use. So the map that I prefer to use is Vacant. It's got a lot of different areas on the map that we can practice specific things. If we want to go inside, we can practice movement and our SMG gun battles. If we want to go outside, we can practice mid to long range fights with our ARs, even sniping, if that's what you want to work on. I'll go in, I'll select Vacant. We'll go to mode, free for all. Game rules, I like to just do 10 minutes. If you want to change that, feel free. You can do 10, 15, 20 minutes. I wouldn't overdo it. So the goal here is to be consistent. Sitting here and grinding your aim for an hour is going to get really monotonous. You're going to get very bored quickly. I just prefer to go in 10 minutes. I'm done for the day. And then I go do my drops. And of course, you're going to get some practice in your drops as well. This is just to really accelerate that learning curve. So we're going to go score limit, unlimited, match start time, 5 seconds, skip. Yep. Now this is an important setting. Make sure that you guys set the max health to 250 points. This is going to simulate a full plated player in Warzone, right? Which is what we're practicing here. Then we're going to go over to gameplay. Make sure we have spawn ammo mags on maximum. Headshots only. If you want to specifically work on headshots, I actually prefer to play with it off. I don't think that only aiming for headshots is viable, especially in a game like Warzone where there's a lot of movement happening. There's a lot of stuff going on. You're not playing that slow where you can really take your time and focus on headshots. And if you are, you're probably going to be hitting those shots anyways. Generally, I like to aim center mass. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later in the video and explain why. Health Seal, I like to turn this on just so I'm living for longer. I don't have to wait, regen health. I can just stay alive as long as possible, getting as many gunfights as possible in the 10 or 15 minutes that I'm doing this for. And then those are the settings. Next, we're going to go to bots. Just make sure we set it to the maximum bots, 11, and turn the difficulty down to recruit. That way they're not frying you. So then I'll go back, and I'll just start it up. So once you guys get into the game, just choose the loadout that you want. I'll work on my AR shot a little bit here. And then I'm going to primarily focus on being outside because we've got some longer sight ranges here. And I can work on a little bit longer range gunfights. Make sure you guys are moving around. Even try to play cover like you would if you were playing Warzone legitimately. Don't just run around and be lazy about it, right? Actually play as if you're practicing. Or if you were playing for real, excuse me. So once you feel satisfied with your AR shot, I like to then go into a close range shot. I'll pick my SMG up. And I'll just stay inside the offices here. I'll slide cancel around. Jump some corners. Try to move like I would move if I was actually playing a game right now. And yeah, just pretend like you're actually fighting against people, even though it's just bots. Be serious with your movement. This is a great way to work on moving. Great way to work on B-hopping. Sliding, getting your gun up. You know, try to force yourself to hit shots that you might have to hit in Warzone. Don't be too slow or lazy about it. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about with you guys is centering and crosshair placement. This is really big. If you've already played other FPSs, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're new to FPSs, then this might be something a little bit new to you. Basically, what it is exactly what it sounds like, crosshair placement. It's just where my crosshair is at all times. Let's say, for example, I'm pushing through this doorway. I don't want to be pushing through the doorway looking like this, right? I want to be ready for where my most immediate threat is going to be. Let's just say, for example, I already know that nobody's going to be here. Then I want to be coming around this corner like this, ready for somebody to come through this door just like that guy did. Whereas if my gun had been here and he came through that door, I'm going to have to make an adjustment with my aim to take the shot. As opposed to if I go like this and he walks through, I'm already ready for him, right? I'm going to give you guys another example of good crosshair placement. I see this all the time get messed up. Let's say, for example, there's somebody behind this wall. Maybe I've just cracked him. He's run behind the wall for cover to play it up. And I don't have any utility to help me push him. As I'm pushing this guy, I want to make sure that my crosshair is roughly here, about chest height, maybe an inch or so off of the wall corner. I don't want it to be in the wall. I don't want to be too far out here because if he slow peaks, now I have to make a big adjustment back here. If I've got it too close to the wall corner and he does a jump or a slide outside to swing on me, I don't want to have to make a big adjustment like this to try to find him, right? So I like to keep my crosshair just a little bit off of the wall. Now, if he does slow peek the corner, small reaction. If he jumps or slides the corner, it's not too far of a reaction again for me to adjust my aim. And then as we're coming up to the wall, we're just looking a little bit wide because there's a chance that he backed off up there, right? Let's not assume that he's just laying here. So we're not going to just run up to this wall like this. We're going to keep our crosshair in a good spot, always on the corner, and then we're going to swing, right? Okay, the next thing that I want to show you guys is just some easy settings that are going to have a massive, massive impact on your aim. First things first, sensitivity. Now, this is obviously going to be a person-to-person thing. Some people are naturally better on high sensitivity than they are low. Some people are better on low sensitivity than they are high. Now, I generally think that low sensitivity is a little bit better, mainly because of consistency and control. What I usually say is a great starting point is 800 DPI for mouse sense. See how that feels to you. If you're over flicking onto people, then lower it down a little bit. If you're under flicking, maybe raise it up a little bit. I wouldn't go too much higher, maybe about 5 max for sensitivity, 800 DPI. Now, if you don't know what your DPI is, look up your mouse and make sure that you have the software downloaded for it. You can change your DPI there, and then you can uninstall the software after that if you'd like to. Next settings I want to look at really quickly, mouse acceleration, mouse filtering, and mouse smoothing. We don't want anything affecting the raw input of our mouse. We just want it to be what we tell it to do. That's what it does. So make sure you have these on 0 and mouse smoothing disabled. And we're going to jump over to graphics, or excuse me, we're going to jump over to general, field of view, advanced. Now, if you're not on PC, I don't believe that you guys have this setting on console. So this is probably just for PC players. Make sure that this is on affected. By default, this is on independent. Switch it to affected. I promise you this will make a world of difference in your aim. It's going to feel like you have half the recoil that you had before. This is what a lot of those big streamers, why it looks like they have no recoil. They all play on affected ADS field of view. This is a must-have setting. And that's all I've got for you guys today. I just wanted to give you a few quick and easy things that you can do right now to improve your aim. At the end of the day, guys, like I said at the beginning of the video, this is going to take a little bit of time. Your aim's not going to improve insane amounts just overnight. You got to put a little bit of time and effort into this. Now, I've given you guys some settings and a game mode that you can use today to start improving your aim. Just get your 10 minutes in each day. I promise within a month, your aim is going to be infinitely better than it is right now. Let me know in the comments below if this did help you guys in any way. If you guys are not already subscribed to the channel, I would absolutely appreciate if you considered doing so. Other than that, I'll see you guys in Verdansk. Peace.
I'll keep you safe in this house tonight.